Have you ever noticed how the word discipline can instantly make your body tense? Like it means pressure, force, or needing to be more you are right now. What if discipline was never meant to feel like that at all? In this episode, we're gently reframing self-discipline as a sacred relationship with yourself. One built on trust, devotion, and loving structure rather than control. We're exploring how small, intentional choices made with compassion can quietly reshape your days, your habits, and eventually your entire life, without burning you out or asking you to override your needs. This conversation matters because so many people are exhausted, not from doing too little, but from doing too much without feeling supported by themselves. When discipline becomes something that holds you instead of pushes you, your nervous system softens, overwhelm eases, and life begins to feel more spacious and aligned. So take a breath, settle in, and let this be a gentle exhale, an invitation to return to yourself. And remember that consistency rooted in love can change everything. Welcome to Aligned and Abundant, the podcast where authenticity meets practicality, compassion, alignment, and abundance. I'm your host, Christine Marcario, and I help you slow down, become mindful, improve your mental and emotional health, and live life on your highest timeline. Together, we'll talk strategy, life lessons, and share inspiring stories of people who have overcome obstacles, grown through their pain, and risen above adversity. If you are looking for divine inspiration, rooted in love and light, paired with practical tools and encouragement, you are in the right place at the right time. From one heart to another, you are an amazing and divine soul with a purpose. Now take my hand and let's walk this path together. Before we begin, take a deep breath with me. Not a deep performative breath, just a natural one. Let your shoulders soften. Let your jaw unclench. Let your body know it doesn't have to brace for anything here. You don't need to take notes. You don't need to do anything with this episode. Just arrive. Come with an open heart and an open mind. Because the conversation we're having today isn't about fixing yourself. It's about remembering how to be in relationship with yourself again. And that's where self-discipline actually lives. For so many of us, the word discipline carries a charge. It feels tight. It feels heavy. It feels like a list you're already behind on. Maybe you were taught that discipline meant forcing yourself to do things you didn't want to do, white-knuckling your way through days, overriding your body, ignoring your needs. And if that's been your experience, it makes complete sense that discipline feels unsafe. But that's not what I want to explore with you today. Because true self-discipline, the kind that actually changes your life, is not force. It's not rigidity. It's not punishment. It's devotion. It's a sacred relationship with yourself built on trust, consistency, and care. And when discipline is rooted in love, it doesn't drain you. It holds you. It expands you. It allows for growth and it develops self-trust. Let me gently ask you something. How often do you follow through on commitments you make to other people? The calls you show up for, the deadlines you meet, the promises you keep, even when you're tired, even when it would be easier not to. Most people are incredibly consistent when it comes to others. Now I want to invite you to a softer question. Not one meant to create guilt or self-criticism, just awareness. Do you offer yourself that same level of presence? That same care with your time and energy? That same devotion to what you say you'll do for you? And if the answer is not always, that doesn't mean anything is wrong with you. It usually means you've learned to prioritize connection outward before connection inward. This isn't about doing more. It's about noticing where your own needs might be waiting quietly in the background, hoping to be met with the same kindness you so freely and so often give away to others. Self-discipline, when rooted in love, begins right here with you. In the moment you decide that your commitments to yourself are worthy of being honored too, is when you will see discipline as devotion. Just showing up for yourself, not perfectly, just honestly. This is something that I'm currently working on for myself. I've realized when a coach asked me, how often do I show up for others? And the answer was, most of the time. And then the same question that I just asked you was asked upon me. How often do I show up for the commitments that I promised myself? And the answer was a lot different. The answer was not often. So that's something that I'm working on, and that's something that I'm inviting you to get curious about. Now, I want you to imagine this for a moment. Imagine waking up in the morning and knowing, not hoping, not wishing, but knowing that you're going to show up for yourself in at least one small way today. Not perfectly, not all at once, just honestly. There's a kind of safety in that. Your nervous system relaxes when it knows what to expect from you. And this is something we don't talk about enough. Consistency is regulating. Chaos, unpredictability, and broken self-promises, my hand is raised there, create overwhelm. And it's not because we're weak. It's because our system is constantly bracing. Discipline, when done with compassion, becomes a steady rhythm your body can rest inside. It's a rhythm that your body can trust, and it creates more self-trust within you. Let's gently reframe discipline together. Self-discipline is not asking how much can I push today. It's asking what would support me today. It's not about controlling your behavior. It's about creating loving structure so your energy doesn't leak everywhere. Think of it like a container. Without a container, water spills everywhere. With one, it can be held, used, and honored. Your time is like that. Your energy is like that. Your life force is like that. Discipline gives your life a container, not a cage. Now, this is where the idea of 1% better each day becomes so powerful. I finally got my hands on a copy of James Clear's Atomic Habits. I happened to go to Marshall's, and randomly enough, they had a bunch of books on the shelves, like common self-help books and self-improvement books. So I was like, wow, that's cool. I originally went in for a journal, and I came out with this book that I had been wanting to get my hands on for a while. I had a gift card, so it was like a gift to myself. James Clear writes about this in his book, Atomic Habits. He shares research that shows how meaningful change rarely comes from big dramatic shifts. Instead, it's the smallest habits, the ones that almost feel insignificant, that quietly compound over time and create lasting transformation. The 1% better each day. So when you look at it through an energetic and a nervous system lens, it makes so much sense to do it this way. Transformation doesn't happen through grand declarations about who you're becoming. It happens through quiet devotion. One small choice you keep, one gentle follow through for your honor and your sake. One moment where you choose to work with your capacity instead of abandoning yourself to prove something. Atomic Habits reminds us that every action is a vote for the person you're becoming. And I want to add to this. Every time you keep one of those small promises, you're also building trust with yourself. So it's a win-win. You don't change your life by reinventing yourself overnight. You change your life by becoming someone you can rely on. And trust is built in moments that no one else sees. Drinking the water you said you would. Sitting down for 5 minutes when you promised yourself you would. Stopping when you said you were done, even if you could push more. Especially when it's small. Especially when it doesn't look impressive. Because those are the moments that tell your nervous system, I'm safe with me. And over time, those 1% choices don't change your habits. They reshape your relationship with yourself. And that's where real alignment begins. If this conversation is inspiring you, I'd love to invite you to join my newsletter. This is where I send weekly love notes and inspiration so you can live your most aligned and abundant life. Subscribe by using the link in the show notes. Let's talk further about habits, not as productivity tools, but as energetic agreements. Every habit you keep sends a message to your system. When you follow through, the message is, I am safe with myself. When you abandon yourself again and again, guilty as charged, the message becomes, I can't rely on me. This was a recent realization for me and where today's conversation stemmed from. Now, it doesn't mean that we're failing. It means your system is craving gentler agreements. Habits don't need to be impressive to be powerful. A glass of water in the morning, 5 minutes of grounding, closing your laptop when your body, or in my case, your eyes, say it's done. Going to bed when you said you would. Those dishes can wait till tomorrow. These are all acts of self-discipline, and they're also acts of self-respect. One of the most misunderstood aspects of discipline is rest. Rest is not the opposite of discipline. Rest is discipline. Choosing rest before you are depleted, stopping when you still have something left, listening to your body instead of waiting for it to break down. That takes incredible self-trust and self-awareness, because this hustle culture that we live in taught us that rest has to be earned, and that is not the case. Soul-led discipline understands that rest is part of the structure that allows you to keep going sustainably. If you've ever experienced burnout, because I know I have, you know this. Burnout doesn't come from consistency. It comes from self-betrayal. There's also a tenderness required here, because discipline without compassion becomes another form of self-abandonment. So let's be clear about something. Showing up imperfectly still counts. Adjusting your plan still counts. Changing your mind based on your capacity still counts. You might have felt really amazing when you made those plans with Jenny, but on the day that it's time to go hang out, you might not be feeling your best self. And that's okay. We can change our minds. We can honor how we feel. And our friends will understand. Self-discipline isn't about rigid adherence to a plan you made in a different energetic state. It's about staying in relationship with yourself as you are today. That means checking in. That means listening to your body. That means being honest. Some days your discipline looks like movement and focus. Other days it looks like rest and boundaries. Both are devotion. I want to offer you a gentle reflection here. You might want to pause after this, or just let it land. Ask yourself, where in my life am I asking for discipline, but what I actually need is safety? Where am I trying to force consistency instead of building trust? And where could I simplify my commitments so I actually feel supported by them? There's no right answer, just information. I'm going to drop these questions in the show notes for you also. One of the quiet miracles of compassionate discipline is how it creates spaciousness. When you know you'll take care of the basics, your mind relaxes. When you know you'll honor your energy, you stop overthinking. When you trust yourself to follow through, you don't need motivation. Motivation is unreliable. Self-trust is steady. And over time, those 1% choices compound, not into a version of you that's more productive, but into a version of you that feels more at home in your own life. I want to speak directly to the part of you that's tired. I've been there. Heck, some days I am still there. The part that's tried to get it together so many times. The part that's afraid discipline will mean more pressure. I want to remind you, you're not behind. You're not broken. You don't need to become someone new. You are perfect the way you are. You just need structures that love you back. Structures that honor your humanity. Structures that respect your nervous system. Structures that remember your truth even when you forget. That's what sacred discipline does. So as we close, let this be the reminder you carry with you. Self-discipline is not about becoming more. It's about remembering who you already are and choosing again and again to support that truth. One small promise, one gentle follow-through, one loving structure at a time. You are so capable of this. You are supported in this. And you don't have to rush. Take a breath. You're already on your way. If this conversation resonated with you, I want to invite you to stay connected beyond this episode. My newsletter is where I share deeper reflections, grounded practices, and gentle reminders to help you live in alignment with who you truly are, not who you've been told to be. It's a soft space in your inbox, No noise, no pressure, just support, insight, and intentional guidance you can return to whenever you need it. If you're craving consistency that feels nourishing instead of overwhelming, this is for you. You can subscribe through the link in the show notes. I'd love to continue this journey with you, one honest, soul-led step at a time. And I'd love to share my journey with you about how I am going to embrace my own advice from this episode in regards to my journey with self-discipline as self-love, self-trust, and devotion. If you've been feeling the pull for deeper transformation, real, lasting change that starts from within, I'd love to invite you into transformational one-on-one coaching with me. This is where alignment becomes your new normal. You'll get 4 90-minute sessions at an introductory offer of $600, designed to help you release what's holding you back, reconnect with your truth, and step into the next version of yourself, fully and unapologetically. You can book your sessions through the link in my bio. Just tap my link tree to get started. Your next breakthrough is closer than you think, and I'd love to be a part of your journey.